This is Trevor Sternad from the Black Dahlia Murder here, and you're listening to the Ever Black Podcast.
Hey, human skull, this is odorous from Guam.
Going to the Fear Factory.
This is George Corshun Under Fisher.
This is Gas from Double Drop.
This is Wade from Our Last Enemy.
Mike Nick from Suicidal Tendencies.
Hey, this is Wednesday 13. This is Bruce. This is Rex from Kill Devil Hill.
This is Ghost Week from Sepultura. You're listening to Ever Black Podcast.
Before we go into this episode of the Ever Black Podcast, we just need to give a shout out to our show supporters, the occult clothing brand Electric Witch, who have amazing apparel from shirts to hoodies to hats to beanies, dresses and more. Check out their full range at electricwitch.com.au and put in the code EverBlack for 20% off your order. Also, don't forget to subscribe, rate and review the Ever Black Podcast on Spotify and iTunes podcast streams, and see all our video interviews on the Ever Black YouTube channel. You can also read all our articles and reviews at everblack.com.au. All right, on with the show. The good news is, of course, your band Heartline have just released your new EP, I Call for the Sinking Warmth, and it's already one of my favorite releases of the year so far. I think.
Thank you so much.
It's incredible, dude. For me, it ticks all the right boxes. It's got a bit of the, I don't know if you call it industrial sort of side, but it's got a bit of an electronic side to it that I also love, blended to the metal.
Yeah. Yeah, we wanted to bring a fair bit of that in. It was a mix of obviously we just absolutely love like what Northlane did with Alien. We did have a lot of our stuff kind of outlined, structured and stuff before they dropped that. So it's, at least it's not like we're we don't want to be categorized as like a band that's trying to sound like another band. But we're actually, Fraser and I think Nev was too, playing a lot of Doom at the time as well.
Yes.
So as a lot of people were. And so that definitely came into it, like that kind of synthy element within that really low riffy metal stuff. And we were just all absolutely loving it. So like Fraser started sending in some demos and writing stuff, and we're like, how many, I was wondering how many demos he actually recorded between Essence and when we first heard the demos for I Call for the Sinking Warmth, because there was such a massive change. It's like, I was like, how much work have you actually done that we don't know about? Because it was like it had just progressed so much in that short time. I was like, damn.
Man, it's incredible. Did you say your bass player's name is Nev?
Yeah, Nevenko.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I was going to say,
we shorten it. That's right. Yeah.
You kept saying Nev. I'm like,
so your name's Nev. Is your name Nev short for something?
It is, but we don't talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's I get a lot of the old Neville Longbottom. Is that you, Nev?
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? He turns out to be the best lad ever.
He did. But I cop it every
Oh no. All right. We'll
it's all part of the fun.
Nev, then.
Okay, we'll stick there, yeah. But if we ever meet the Nev and Nev, we'll have to have a beer. Cool. But
he'd be keen.
But I do really appreciate what you guys are doing. I do think it is different from everything that is out there at the moment. You mentioned before you don't want to, you know, and that's why I think I've gravitated towards it so much. It reminds me of a lot of bands that I guess that I grew up listening to. It's got some of those influences that I'm hearing.
Cool.
Yeah. So, but I hear that it was a bit of a mission. This album, it was difficult to write.
Yeah. Well, we had like I said, we had the kind of like demos, like the structure and basic idea of what they were sounding like, the vibe and whatnot, before COVID hit. And I think we were just getting ready to do some pre-pro tracking when everything kind of went south, and all of us just like, we kind of been a bit quiet, like with the band, and everyone was kind of like processing it all, like shows getting canceled. First it was like shows getting postponed for 6 months time, and it was like, all right, this is weird, this postpone. And then we were like, all right, we'll just kind of stay home and stuff. And I had to isolate a couple times from coming back from interstate. So and then seeing like we all thought like in 6 months' time this would all calm down and be back to normal. And I was like, no, it's actually getting worse. And so we were like, all right, we will, after all this time, like it's like 6 months or so, we're like, all right, we should like at least try and start getting a move on with this. And in Adelaide, it wasn't too bad. We were still allowed, I think it was up to 5 people in a room or in a household at a time. That's as bad as it got here. So obviously being a four piece and recording with just one guy, our producer Sam, we were still allowed to do stuff, which was we're really, really lucky being where we are. So we started getting some stuff together, but I did a lot more writing because we were all going through some pretty heavy stuff, and I started the songs. I basically started writing them all based on things I was going through, and then as time went on with the process of getting the EP finished, I'd kind of just tweaked them a bit to kind of suit what all of us were dealing with and going through. So so like it ended up becoming like a lot more special to us than we thought. Like every release is like exciting and special and stuff, but this one's really, really like it's quite personal for all of us. It's when we first got all the mixes back, it was like, damn, this has actually happened. It was very, very big, especially after the long journey. It was like not only putting in all of this emotion and effort and hard work, but all of that hard work and emotion and effort over such a long time.
Yeah,
which
of course.
which is a different process to Essence. Essence was done relatively quickly. So we were just like, damn, this is like heavy, like emotionally heavy. But very, very satisfying and relieving when we got it, when it was basically the final day of tracking. It was like our part was done, pretty much done.
I can hear it in your voice.
Yeah.
Rather record. No, for real. Like it's
really
very honest. I can hear a lot going on in your vocals on the thing too. Was it hard to record that emotionally and deal with some of the things you were dealing with? Because I know what it's like, when you get in that room and turn that tap on,
Yeah, well, that's the weird thing. It was tracking. It wasn't actually too bad because the whole writing process was what was my kind of coping mechanism and release of it. So after going back to the pages so many times, I'm like, I reckon there's probably tear spots on a few of the pages and stuff from those like some writing sessions and stuff that I did. That like when it got like finally got time to doing the final vocal sessions, it was like they were almost just like at that time I just kind of like bled myself dry of it all. So I was able to just like smash it out. And then when it came time to start playing them all like as a like jamming them together again, that's when it kind of came back. It's like, all right, these mean a lot to me now. Like it's all come back.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have been together a couple of years now.
Yeah, 2019. Start of 2019, we got together.
You've done a ton of stuff in that time. Like you've crammed two EPs, singles, a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it's not that productive that early on.
Well, yeah, we just wanted to like what's the point in just because we obviously when you start a band, you're a small band, and what's the point in portraying yourself as a small band if you want to be known as something bigger and something more? So we just thought like we don't have full length albums and stuff, so we don't have these 2-year waiting periods between albums, and we don't have the hype to do that, obviously. So we just want to like basically stay relevant, keep giving people music, because ultimately that's what people want to hear. Like if they want to hear your music, people aren't really going to take note of you and want to follow you just because you post some like interesting or intriguing things every now and then. Like ultimately people just want to hear music. So like we just thought we'd try and bring some stuff out. Like we did want to put this EP out a lot earlier, but there wasn't really much point for us, like benefit for us and for other people, for listeners and stuff during COVID, because like we couldn't do anything live with it. And so that was actually even longer than we wanted to stretch that out for. But yeah, I guess like compared to a lot of bands releases, we're pretty proud of how consistent, I suppose, we can keep our releases coming out.
Yeah, it's really impressive. There's only one other band I can think of that's topping that, and that's a band called Werewolves. Have you heard of those guys?
Werewolves? No, I haven't heard of them.
You got to check them out. They're
okay. Yeah, I will.
Extreme death band with Dave
Okay.
and Sam.
Okay.
They're on their fourth EP. They've written and like recording their fourth EP, and they've only just released their second like a month or so ago.
Far out.
I'm impressed, but I'm super impressed by your productivity. Because as we say, like band says, you know what I mean? They'll go, well, we've got this EP that'll do us till 2027, so we'll be sweet there, and they just draw it out. But you guys sound like you're on a roll creatively. Have you got stuff that you're working on now for future releases?
Yeah, I don't want to say much, but we're definitely not going to be we definitely won't be sitting on this one. All I say is we're not going to be sitting on this particular release for a long amount of time, like bands normally would.
No tour gaps, no like 10-year wait.
Yeah, no, definitely no 10-year wait. I think I would have packed up the mic and got myself a job at a nice accounting firm or something like that if that was the case.
Well, I'm liking the sci-fi theme as well. Especially with the visualizer promo videos that you did with that silver dude. I don't know.
Yeah.
The concept.
So that's actually all of that is done by Nev, our Nev.
Not me.
Not you. You probably would know if it was you, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it'd be stick figures. It looks shit.
Yeah. So yeah, he's actually done all that. He's actually done that all himself. All the 3D animation and art design and whatnot. It's we're very very lucky to have him. And he absolutely loves it too. Like it was really really wholesome to see when the EP finally came out. Actually, no, it was when we released Under the Willow, the second single with the lyric video, the music video with the lyrics on it. That was one that he worked particularly hard on. And yeah, he was extremely proud of that. As he should be. We're all like, we haven't had to spend money on all this crazy 3D visual stuff that people normally have to, because it's just what he does.
It looks so expensive. It looks really expensive. I was blown away because I've seen videos, animated videos, and this isn't knocking other bands that have done that, but I've seen them and they kind of look like the old PlayStation 2 graphics. You know what I mean? It's still cool, whatever. But this looks so incredible. Like you're right. He has done a really amazing job, and I'm impressed that he's,
Yeah, it's crazy. It's we have I mean, I've said it, but I can't not express it how like we're lucky to have him, because it's like we'd have to come up with another big idea to put all this stuff to our songs, and a big part of what we wanted to do for this release was like create a sonic and visual experience rather than just like songs to listen to. Like we kind of want this aesthetic to like our music to trigger those visuals and that aesthetic, and to associate that with the music as well. So for when we play more shows, it kind of evokes that. So like when you're not just like sitting there listening. We want people to really like experience it, not just watch and not just listen, but like experience it all.
Are you gonna incorporate that into your live show, like in screens and stuff? I know that's where it starts getting
So
expensive, but you know.
yeah, so we played with Belle Haven on Friday night, just gone. Belle Haven and Alt, at Fat Controller in Adelaide, and they had a nice screen. So that was Nev had something, he'd made something specifically for the show, with like obviously the same theme, the same Chrome character. Yeah, so we'd love to do more of that, with more shows going forward. See how experimental we can get with it. See what we can really create with that.
It's exciting. I can't wait to see it live, man. I'm really pumped.
Oh, well, really hoping we can come and play for the rest of Australia soon. We really want to.
Oh, dude, we'd love to see you guys. But is there a story behind the Chrome character and the concept?
Not a specific story. It's more the concept is more just we just want a constant character who's basically I suppose the anchor that people can relate to for each song. So like it's obviously the EP starts with Ex Nihilo, and the songs kind of gets angrier and then darker and sadder, and then at the other end it's kind of like a bit more happy and positive, and like this character is kind of it's just basically just moving his way through that. It just kind of represents how everyone basically goes through these massive slumps that you go down into a big slump, and it comes up a little bit, and like you're not just sad and then you're extremely angry, and then you just get drained and you're sad again, and then you have a bit of like a moment of clarity or appreciation for like something or someone, and it really pulls you out right at the end. So we just kind of wanted a bit more of I mean, I say human, he's obviously not really human, he's made of chrome, but a bit more of like a personal touch on it. So it's not just the songs, it's a bit more of an experience where you kind of watch this character go through it when you listen to the stories as well. So it's not just a story, you're actually watching this guy flow through the stories as well.
It's really engaging. Like I want to see.
That's awesome to hear. Thank you so much.
Yeah, like no one's doing it. Everyone needs a Nev. See, everyone needs a Nev.
Everyone needs a Nev.
Yeah, but not me. I'll just draw stick.
Nah, you too.
Oh, thanks, mate. But yeah, it's amazing. One thing I did want to ask is there was a sample in Crystallize that it's been bugging me because I can't figure it out. It reminds me of something. It's like
whereabouts in the song?
Oh, it's like I should have written it down, but it's like at the heavy riff, and then it repeats, and then at the end it goes like a bear.
I don't know if we sampled anything in particular there. That would have to be a question for Fraser, I reckon. The only thing like that with Crystallize, that was the song that was heavily inspired by Doom, the Doom soundtracks.
Yeah.
Like when we're flicking the demos and stuff, like we don't have the actual track name, the track names until like right till the end. They're all like, we have just like kind of like piss take names, like bit of a meme. This like Crystallize was called Doomy because it was just like, it was stripped back. You kind of hear all these layers, and it was just like really inspired by that game because Mick Gordon is just incredible with the things that he comes up with.
That's awesome. Did you throw in when you know how he put the word out? Did he do that a while ago? Is he the one that did that? Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know.
What do you mean?
The soundtrack.
Confused.
Yeah, the soundtrack.
Oh, for Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
Yeah, how I think
did that?
Bethesda threw out his mixes and decided to mix them themselves, and they ruined them. That's all I know what happened with
I just
that
remember
game.
that
Something like that.
They wanted a bunch of metal vocalists, but you had to get your ass on a plane, get over there. I remember.
Oh, I didn't. No, I don't know about that.
Maybe I'm I don't know.
No, maybe I've just been living under a rock. Maybe I'm like,
I'm gonna have all
maybe
these.
I'm
Fucking.
maybe I'm
what are you talking about?
a bit of a doom poser. I don't actually know as much as I think I do.
Maybe I'm just having one of those mandala
Oh
things
yeah.
where it's like I had one the other day where
Yeah.
it's like I swear this thing happened in this movie, and then it just didn't happen. I was like,
Yeah.
shit, nice.
Yeah, like maybe
Weird.
it's in the deleted scenes, and you check all the deleted scenes, and it's not there. You're like, why is this in my memory?
It's there, man. I don't know. It's been happening all week. Maybe I've slipped over to a different
You've
timeline.
shifted over.
Yeah, that's it. Too much coffee. Yeah, I mean, how was it getting back on stage though? You mentioned you played that Belle Haven show the other night. How
Oh,
was
it was fantastic. It was a bit sad. We did have to cut Falling with the Moon from the set just because of set time, and it was actually one that we were one of the ones we were most excited to play, but it just didn't. It was the only one that it made sense to pull out of the set, which was really disappointing. But the show is fantastic. Like I get vocal coaching from David over video chat.
Oh, wow.
So it was awesome. It was awesome to actually be able to catch up with him for the first time in about a year. And yeah, we're good friends with the alt guys. Yeah, as we played a show. They had us on their EP release show back in December as well. So they're the only two shows we've had in the past
Wow.
over a year. But it was just great to get up there again, and it was such a good turnout. People are just wanting to see music, like live music again. So it was very liberating, I would say.
And was it seating or not seating?
No, it was
Full
standing. It was
attendance?
standing.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. The venue was really great for it too. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That leads me to ask the question: are you guys cooking up a tour? Can we
really it's so hard to know with what's going on. Like Brisbane was like the best state. Like shows were back, like full moshing. I saw videos of all these mosh pits and stuff. I was like, no way, I need to go to Brisbane. And then all of a sudden this is happening. It's like, oh, poor Brisbane. No, they were going so
man,
well.
I know.
I feel
We
so
were.
bad. Yeah, but
Thanks,
so
you
it's like
jerk.
it's really hard to lock anything in. But we do really want to. We're wanting to try and get some things organized. Yeah. We just can't really know for sure at the moment.
It is tough, but man,
Yeah.
we'd love to see even down here on the Goldie, man. You'd want to come play Vinny's or Mo's. Have you played the Goldie before?
No, we've only gone as far as Melbourne. We played one Melbourne show, and we had another one that we had to pull out of 3 days before because of COVID. When COVID hit, yeah, we played with Wind Waker and Tapestry at Bang in Melbourne, and then we had a show with Atlas for their single launch, and yeah, that's the one that we had to pull out of, and then ended up getting Atlas ended up cancelling it anyway because of the restrictions and a little COVID happening and whatnot. So we're just starting to kind of build that interstate traction a bit, and then it's just like, nope, you're not even going to play in your own city for 10 months.
And it's hectic because I mean, yeah, as I said, we'd love to see you guys up here, that's for sure. But
yeah, we'd love to come there.
In the meantime, are you guys cooking up a full length, another EP? Come on, man.
I don't think. No, we don't want to do a full length for the sake of a full length. The whole point, like I was a bit in that mindset after Essence. I'm like, all right, we've done the EP, we've done the demo type thing. Like, let's do a full length. And we had all the demos, and like there were some really good ones, and then some ones that were like we'd have to work on them a fair bit. And then we kind of just decided we just want to release another EP where each song could be released as a single. So it's like a collection of single worthy tracks in one release rather than having an album with 6 or 7 really, really good tracks and then some filler songs. Like we got time for filler songs later on when people don't really, if we get to that stage of being a big band where you can release anything and enough people will like it.
I like the the EP idea. I like how, you know, all,
Thank you.
all
Yeah,
killer, no filler.
yeah. Well, that like Void of Vision did that. Like it was really really sick. With like they've got a bunch of EPs and it just works really well. They've tried a bunch of different sounds. They did the full length thing and they weren't a fan, so they went back and did another EP, and it was just awesome. And then they came out with Hyper Days, which is just like incredible. Like I feel like it's a bit more helpful doing EPs to find the sound and stuff that you want to pursue, I suppose. Yeah.
I'm all for it. I'm all for EPs.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I dig it. Yeah, man. Well, dude, it's been awesome hanging with you tonight. And
Yeah,
you know,
you too.
dude, the new Heartline EP, I Call for the Sinking Wharf, is out now everywhere. We'll have the links down here, as I always say. Brother, take care of yourself. Get your asses up here for some beers, and tell Nev that Nev said good work, Nev.
Will do. Thanks so much for having me, man.